Hi everyone. Great class, how to get started. I'm here to talk about making blogging a habit. A little background about me. Oh, also this is my first talk ever, so just bear with me. I'm a little shaky.
Can we leave our clothes on?
Please. We'll all agree that that's not how I'm going to get through this. So my name is Kocke. I'm a blogger. I live in New Orleans, Louisiana with my family, and I work for Automatics as a happiness engineer. I help out users in our live chat. So before we get started, I would like to know who here has a blog right now, a personal blog. Okay.
Company.
The first blog you ever had. Think about this first blog, the one you're using now. Okay. So what platform did you have? Was it on WordPress or was it on
The first one or the one we have?
Live journal? Yeah, I mean, I had a blogger last thing. So keep your hand up about, you have a blog, right? Hands up. Now, did you start that blog like 6 months ago? If you, wait, let's see, this is where I'm going. Okay, keep your hand up if you created it more than 6 months ago. Now, more than a year ago? More than 3 years ago? Or more than 5 years ago? Okay, y'all can go. You don't need to. So, but, okay. Okay, fair enough. So, let me give you a little history about my own blog. And let me just tell you now that pretty much all the pictures and screenshots you're going to see in this presentation are pictures of my kids and from my blog, and it's just, you know, what I have, what I use. And my blog, as you'll find out, is mostly like a parenting blog. I mean, well, that's what it's evolved to be, but don't think that anything I have to say, you know, it relates to parenting blogs. It's for any kind of blog, gardening or, you know, books, politics, whatever. This is just, you know, my background, so that's what you're going to see here. So, my blog can be found at jamie.com. It's a nickname a friend gave me. I thought it'd make a good domain name, so here we are. Okay, so I started it back in 2001. I didn't even know to call it a blog. I still called it a journal. I decided to train for a marathon. And to keep myself accountable, I kept track of my training runs and everything like that. And I was hoping to meet other bloggers, or whatever I call them then, I don't know, and other runners, and just, you know, a way to get into this community. So I created an HTML page, and every day I would, you know, go in and update it and then re-upload it. It was probably on GeoCities. I don't even remember where I hosted it. I mean, or like Earthlink maybe. So after I completed the marathon in the spring of 2002, I decided to keep blogging. And I had met other bloggers, and, you know, it was a good outlet. I kind of liked writing, and I like running, so I kept running and I kept blogging. But, you know, it's kind of, the HTML thing was getting to be too much. Like every month I would create a new page, and then, I mean, it's just, I mean, you can see. So I set up a blog on Blogger. It was 2002, there weren't many options. So, don't judge me. And it was there for a long time. It was in 2002. Yeah. So, 2007, I got pregnant with triplets, and suddenly I had something to blog about other than, you know, running, or it just gave me like a focus. So in 2008, when they were about 8 or 9 months old, I had a few minutes to myself, and I
First time?
yeah, I kind of, the fog lifted, and I decided to move my blog to WordPress.com. So that's what I did. So, about a year later, I decided I wanted to run ads, and I kind of wanted the more flexibility of, you know, .org, so I started hosting my own site in 2009. I kept it there until earlier this year, where I moved back to WordPress.com. Mostly because I wanted the community of .com plus, you know, work for WordPress.com, so it was nice to have it there. But it really has, like, the community aspect of WordPress.com has really kind of given me a boost, like mentally and reader-wise. So after the boys were born, I realized having a baby book was not going to happen. I was not going to be like filling out, whatever it is you fill out. So I decided that my blog would be their baby book. So I blogged. I still blog about other things, but mostly, I blogged about them. They became the main focus. But it's hard when you have any number of infants to take the time to blog. I mean, it's hard, Like I come across so many blogs that people start, and then there's a post every month when the babies are little, or I say the babies, most people only have one at a time, but I forget that. You'll have like a weekly picture of the kid, and you're like, and then you get less and less frequent posting, and then by the end, like 5 years later, you get like one picture a year on the kid's birthday. Like I did not want this to happen, because this is their baby book. This is the only chance I have to record this because I'd already missed the boat on the baby book thing. So I committed to making blogging not just a hobby, but it was like a habit. Like get into the habit of blogging. So why am I interested in making blogging a habit? Like, do people really want to blog more?
You don't make that habit, you don't do it.
Right.
I don't do it.
Right.
Do.
So I polled a few dozen bloggers, and here are the results of my very unscientific survey. So 26% of my 3 dozen bloggers that answered my survey feel just fine about how often they post. Like, that's cool. However often it is, they're fine with it. Like, no need to make changes. But people clearly wish they posted more. No one thinks they post too much. I mean, I don't know how that's really possible. So why do 76% of bloggers wish they posted more often? Well, it makes them feel good. They feel more connected, like it's just like maybe you like writing, and so writing makes you feel better. Or it's a place to keep your random thoughts. So this is why I blog to document my kids' childhood, like the little things that happen, some other reasons. So this person likes just little things, random thoughts, or a journal. I mean, that's kind of what a blog is, just a journal. Or free therapy. I mean, it's very therapeutic, to write the interactions with people, just, connections. And it can also be a great idea to share ideas on specialized topics. You can have your co-author, a person has a genealogy blog, or a teacher might, be a way to share ideas in the classroom. I mean, obviously there's a million different kinds of blogs out there. This is just kind of my survey people have. But, there's what I've come across in my daily work life is there's a blog about everything. Everything. It's awesome. So it's another reason people keep blogs is to share. I mean, this is why I do it. Digital baby book, keep, your grandparents up to date, keep friends and family up to date, just to document, everyday stuff. It doesn't have to be all kids. This is just how, that's how I do it. That's why the survey respondents do it. Another way is, maybe make some money. There's nothing wrong with monetizing your blog. I had ads on my blog for, several years. That's one of the reasons I moved to .org. I mean, I was not making this kind of money. Probably like $20 a month money. That's the only picture I had. So. But the more you blog, the more people that come to visit, and the more money you can make. I mean, in theory, that's a very simplistic way of looking at it, but you're going to get more visitors if you blog more. So if you're blogging as a way to keep, to document your life, then not blogging means you're not documenting. So you need to, you're missing these important moments, like the first tooth. Like, I forgot to blog when they got their first tooth, but at least I blogged when one of them lost the first. So. Or Or, you know, it's not kids, if it's like the first time, or, you know, in the previous iteration of my blog, it was maybe the first time I ran a mile straight. You know, I'm sure I blogged about that, you know, somewhere in that first HTML document, or, you know, the first time you grew a plant from seed or whatever. It doesn't how that works. I'm not a gardener, so. But yeah. That's cute. So how do we make blogging a habit? I mean, it's been said that it can take 2 months to form a habit, like 60 days. But forcing yourself, you know, to write 60 days in a row is, I mean, I guess it's a way you could do it, but it's not, I mean, you need more. It's not really fun, and it's gotta be fun, because this is not like, this is fun, right? It's fun. It's enjoyable, it shouldn't be, unpleasant. But there are resources. So when I started consciously trying to make blogging a habit, I started with a challenge. So it was in November 2009, I took part in, I don't even know, NaBloPoMo, which is National Blog Posting Month, which is not, probably a word that people don't say out loud a lot. Basically, it's a challenge. There's no like, there's probably prompts that you can use, but really the thing is blog every day, post every day, and for this month of November. So I did that, and I was like, look, I mean, I can do this, and it helped my traffic a little bit, and you start to think about what you can blog about. You start thinking like, kind of outside of the box, like, I can blog about this little thing that happened, and there's my post, or post a picture, or whatever. So that was the first time I had consciously set out to blog habitually, like every day, like, you know, make a conscious effort to do that. So when that was over, and that worked really well for me, I decided to embark on another challenge. And this one was a self-directed challenge. It wasn't associated with any organization. And on January 1st, 2010, I decided to start one of the 365 projects where you post a photo every day. So for that year, I decided I had to take a picture every day of at least one of my kids, because this was kind of, besides it being a blogging challenge, was also to just take more pictures of my kids, kind of photography thing. So every day I had to have a picture of them. So, and like I would sometimes not post that day, and I would post two the next day. So it wasn't so much about posting every single day, but just, you know, posting a lot. I mean, for this, probably taking the picture became the habit maybe more than writing the post, but I always wrote a post with it, so. Anyway, so I ended that year with 365 photo posts, plus a bunch more. So, and I kind of couldn't stop. So 2011, I did it again. And then in 2012, I did it again. So at the end of 3 years, I had about 1,100 photos. I think in 2011 and 12, I decided I didn't have to have my kids in the pictures, so they got a little, this is why they don't like it. They hate when I take pictures, but that's what I do. Yeah, he's tolerant.
Did he do something to him in the middle?
No, he just wanted me to put the camera up. Way done. So you can see this is like these are like all like the number of posts I had per year, and you can see that in 2010, 11, and 12. I mean, that was like a dramatic increase. Kind of went way down in 2013 because I couldn't do it anymore. You know, it was just too much of a time thing, and there's only so many pictures of like I live in a small house. There's only so many pictures you can take of like, I don't know, a kid eating dinner in the kitchen. It just gets really, and I didn't have time. So I was tired, so I stopped. That year was pretty bad. Yeah, I would say I definitely fell out of the habit that year. But still, I mean, even looking at that, 158 posts in a year is still like one every 3 days. I mean, that's not bad. I picked the 365 project, like I said earlier, it's not so much, it wasn't just because although that was a big part of it, but it was also because I wanted to get into photography more. I mean, I don't consider myself a photo blogger, because I enjoy photography, but it's not like, not very like artsy or anything. I don't know. So, but it helped grow that hobby, you know, kind of like a mutually beneficial relationship between the two hobbies. I mean, you don't want to have a blog without pictures, but yeah. So, as I've demonstrated, serial posting is one way I use to keep blogging. I know there's, I told you I was using my picture, so this is all I had. Okay. So, 365 project was not the only serial project I have on my blog. I still have one that's going on now. So, when my boys were a month old, in January 4th, 2008, I brought them up on a love seat and took a picture of them, and pretty much did that I still do that every month. They get a picture when I say, hey boys, you know what the date is, it's the 4th. So, it has been 87 months now. They're now 7 years old, and we're still taking pictures. We kind of had to move it outside because they got too big. Yeah, so they're not still on the love seat. They're mostly outside.
You keep them in the same order?
No, I tried to in the beginning, but now they're whatever way I can get it. Whatever, I don't care. Just stand still for 5 seconds. Yeah, we went to the zoo last month, earlier this month. So, as I was saying, you don't have to have children or triplets to have, you know, these post series. You can document. You don't have to even use photography. You know, you can document like the growth of your garden, or you know, your progress with something like that. Or one other kind of serial post I enjoy reading myself. I haven't really done them that much. Is like a day of the week one. So you might have like, you know, like these are some that I found like Motivational Monday, or like this was Friday photo. And that was like Texture Tuesday. Or, anyway, so you know, just whatever works for your blog, like whatever theme works. There's also, you can also do like countdowns, like, you know, top 15 movies, favorite movies, and every week post another one. Or, you know, there's just a million ways you can create serial posts. Just a few ideas there. So when I took part in Nabulopono, that was a blogging event that I used to kickstart my posting. When I started the 365 project, that was more self-directed, although you can find 365 projects online. But mine was self-directed. I didn't have to answer to anyone. I just, you know, it was all internal. For me, self-directed works better because I don't have to answer to anyone. Like, I actually signed up for a blogging challenge, a photo blogging challenge, like a couple weeks ago. It was on WordPress.com even. Did you write any of those?
I didn't write any of those.
No, I totally still haven't posted. I didn't like that pressure of like someone telling me what to do. So I had good intentions, but I totally failed that. But some people need those prompts, you know, like that like external like force telling you what to do. I just keep doing it. So we could talk about some specific tools to help get your blogging habits. One, like I said, is prompts. WordPress.com. We post a prompt every day on the Daily Post site. I mean, sometimes you just need some inspiration, an idea. You don't have to use them every day, but you don't use that days. Just ideas. I mean, keep your own list of ideas, and something you can easily write down when you come up with a simple note document or whatever. One of the good things about the Daily Post, Daily Prompt, so is you can post you post your link in the comments or the trackback or whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway, that helps like grow the kind of you get more visitors because everyone kind of hops around looking at different posts from that prompt. So that's kind of another benefit of using this particular prompt. But there's tons of websites out there to get prompts from, right? Or books and ebooks, and I mean, there's no shortage of, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you can put your ideas not only into a document, but into an editorial calendar. So this is another way to use prompts, is to put in a calendar. So you don't have to, you might have a bunch of ideas, but maybe if you put it in a calendar, you're kind of a little bit more accountable to yourself for it. Like, you can look at your calendar and say, today I'm gonna blog about, you know, whatever the prompt is. Or you know that Mondays are your motivational Monday posts, or whatever it is. So that kind of gets you a head start on what you're gonna write about that day. And it helps you stay accountable. Just writing something down, just kind of giving yourself an assignment. You could also just set an alarm. Like, just set a reminder on your phone, you know, like, hey, it's time to blog. You're there, just do it. Just do something. One thing I started doing is, you know, I post a lot on social media. I mean, we all do, but once you post something, you know, on Facebook, you can just get lost. And I know you could blog first and then post it to Facebook, and I do that a lot. But sometimes you just want to like get something out there, or Twitter, or whatever, Instagram. So I've started kind of gathering my social media posts and putting them into a blog post. So I have a record of, you know, like this time that when I just wanted to post on Facebook that Oliver said something cute or whatever, and I don't want to write a blog post about it, you know, like, because it's one line, then later I can take those off social media, put them in a blog post. So that way I can find them again, and they're part of that, you know, record of their childhood and everything. So another tool is to know and to grow your community. If you have people that come back regularly to comment, your followers and stuff, you can ask them, like, what do they want to hear about? Or what posts get the most comments, the most likes, what types of posts? And write about that. Like, don't tell my kids this, but more people probably comment on my posts about photography or WordPress or New Orleans than they do about posts about my kids. I mean, those are more for me anyway. But I should, if I want more followers, I should be writing more about those topics.
Don't know if you go out.
They're used to having 3 kids.
Take it personally.
It's cool, it's fine. I mean, yeah, so you're blogging, but there's also a larger community. It's not just you. I mean, this is not, you're not blogging in a vacuum. I mean, you might be if you have a private blog, but if you have a public blog, you know, there's people out there that are probably reading it and might want more and might tell you what they want. So you can set some goals. You know, maybe you have a goal of blogging once a week, once every other day, one, you know, for a whole month in a row. You know, it's a goal, right? Do it. It's cool. It's good. You will kind of get your instant gratification in the form of your stats. Now, bloggers love their stats. I mean, you know, it's like really motivational, like to know like what is getting more stats, like what's getting hits, and you know, like I know that if I keep posting, you know, I get this kind of stats go up, then it's kind of a self-fulfilling, like, you know, it's,
Snowballs.
that's it, snowball thing. So it's a good cycle. So, okay. This is going to be fun. All right, so another tool to help you with your blogging is to use the mobile app. Does anyone use the WordPress mobile app? It is fantastic. So watch this. Where are we? Peyton? Yes. I got this. Okay. That true? Yes. So, let's see if this works. Really hope this works. Oh, crud. Didn't work. If I click on that, not good. Make that work. What? I don't even have to, we're gonna get back to them. Alright. I didn't test this part. Yeah, there we go. Look, everyone, you're there. See? Look how easy that was. Like a minute, right? Like a minute. So like, there's no reason not to blog. You should always, I mean, I always have my phone.
So does this go on your blog then?
It's there.
Immediately?
Yeah, there it is. It's live.
So that was just the WordPress one, right?
Yes, it's the WordPress app. It's for self-hosted, WordPress.com. Yes. All right, let's go back to the presentation if I can find it. Okay. Sorry, I'm not. Back. Oh, wait, what did I put on this? Ah, okay. Okay. So, what are some blocks to making blogging a habit? You know, like what stops you from blogging? And maybe the empty post screen. It's just a lot of pressure, you know, like what am I gonna blog about? I don't know, like this blank screen is like stressing me out. So, you know, don't force yourself, but don't let yourself off too easily. You can just post a picture or like a link that you find interesting, or just start a draft. You know, you don't have to publish it right away. Just write something down. I mean, figure out what works for you. I blog best first thing in the morning. That's when I usually post before I start working. I sit down at my desk with my coffee and kind of think about what I want to write about. I took pictures the day before. I took the kids somewhere and I want to blog about it. That's what I do. It helps knowing, like, who are you writing for? Like, I know I'm writing for my mother-in-law in a way, so I keep it family friendly. I mean, you know, but maybe you don't, you know, like, not everyone does. I mean, you know, just who you are. Are you on the platform you want to be on? If you want to be on WordPress.com, you know you'll have certain readers. Maybe more people follow you or following certain topics. So it just helps to know, like, you know, what your goals are, what your blog is. Like, have a grasp on that. Alright, guys. Okay. Alright, so maybe you're just too overwhelmed to post. This is gonna be my metaphor part. So you have this big post, say. So you went on like this vacation, and it's already like mid-September, and you went on this like huge vacation in Europe or something. And you took 100 pictures, and you like want to post about every single thing you did, but just the thought, you know, is like, you know, like if it was, you know, like it's just a post, okay? It's just a post. All right. Then you like are like, but I want to like make it really big and exciting and elaborate and like edit all my photos and write every detail and it's just, you know, it's just getting like this giant project, like a wedding cake. So instead, just break it down to smaller pieces, like, okay, see right here. So just like, you don't have to make an epic post, and you just break it down to smaller chunks. Just whatever makes you get it down on the page. So just, you know, get started. Like, a lot of people like will say like it'll be January and they're like, I can't blog because I haven't written about Thanksgiving yet. So like, it's okay to blog out of order. No one is gonna like, you're not gonna get in trouble, and you can reorder your posts later if it makes you feel better. You know, like just you can write about today before you write about 2 weeks ago. It's okay. Or maybe you think you don't have enough to post about, so like, I don't know. Just type a word, they can do it. I said it was family friendly, I didn't say this. So let's just summarize a little bit what we talked about. First of all, just figure out what works for you. I mean, what kind of posts, what kind of blog, who you're writing for, just like know what that is. Figure out where you're gonna get your motivation from, whether it's externally or internally, or you're gonna challenge yourself or let someone else challenge you. Don't make excuses. Just do it. So, I hope I've given you some ideas on how you can make blogging more than a hobby, but I don't have it. Anyone have any questions or comments?
What was the name of the app, where you can take WordPress and it'll go on your blog? Is it a special app?
The WordPress app. It's a WordPress app.
WordPress app?
Mhm.
Well, that's
It's
simple.
WordPress. It's for iOS and Android. The team I work on actually supports, we did the support for those apps. If you were-
I had WordPress on it and I'm just finding it active and one thing I just thought was great. Do you use, because I've talked in other classes, do you use Twitter and stuff they talk about like the micro, content versus the versus the blog? Do you use Twitter to get people to feed into your blog?
I mean, I have publicized stuff on my blog so that every time I write a post, it goes out to Twitter and Facebook, yeah.
So you write a blog or you post something and then you
And it goes out to
also
Twitter.
put it on Twitter?
Right, but like I do the opposite too. If I post something on Twitter, maybe later I'll kind of collect those into blog posts so I don't lose track of it. I mean, Twitter's better about like being able to find things, I think, than
Right.
Facebook. I mean, Facebook things just like, yeah, but it's so tempting because you get so many comments and likes and so like instant feedback and so it's so tempting to just post on Facebook. But the downside is that you kind of lose control of it. So.
Do you monetize your blog anymore? Or?
I do. I actually have word ads on my blog, which is the WordPress.com ad program, and I still make about $20 a month. But I mean, for me that's a good motivator. It's like even at $20 or $20. It's like yeah, and
Mad money.
exactly. It's just with my old site, it would just go right into my PayPal account every month, and that's like free money. Whatever, So it's definitely a good motivator.
When you took pictures of just one kid, did you mention who it was?
Yes. Yeah, I can show you some of those posts because I actually, so back when I was doing those, I have it all. Oh yeah, I started doing 2014 those fields. So, for instance, okay, so that's Miles. But even though his name is on his shirt, I did write it. Yeah, I would. But I did. Yeah, I would like put a caption on every one, so I would know. So it was like a mini blog, so it wasn't just like a direct picture.
Do you ever get their name for
Well, sometimes. I mean, the baby pictures, but like the monkey pictures, I've labeled them right away, so I'm better at it now.
I have one more question. Do you ever take, and I'm thinking more of a business that might do this, but do you ever take things from social media, like from Facebook or Twitter, and put them on? If you do, are you allowed to do that? If somebody has posted something on Twitter and you want it on your website?
Yeah, you can embed other people's
Is it
tweets. I mean,
public
that's like
then,
in
isn't it?
WordPress.com. You can.
Okay.
If you want to share someone else's tweets and stuff, I assume with Facebook. I mean, I guess Facebook has like more like privacy control, so there's probably issues like with
Yeah, I'm thinking more Twitter. Like
Twitter. Yeah, you can totally. I mean, people do that all the time.
Okay.
I don't think there's any.
Kocke will post all the time.
Yeah, they just. I mean, it's super
That
easy
person
too with
is probably
WordPress.
because you're probably gonna drive more traffic to their site.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
You just put the link to the tweet on a line by itself and it embeds automatically. So,
blogs still on?
Yeah, it's all still, you can go to, let's go again, go on to Twitter. Yeah, this goes all the way back to July 2000. I did move all the posts, like, you know, copy and paste them into WordPress at one point, because that's, yeah, my first post was over here somewhere.
Oh, I meant from like Blogger.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not.
Yeah, I imported them all into
Oh, you
WordPress when I
put
moved.
them.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, so they're all, every post from
that's
the first one is on this blog.
I like that you have a link how to tell them who's apart.
Oh, yeah, that was actually a talk I gave at our grant day up for the company last year.
Do you know when you're gonna stop taking pictures of them? Like
The monthly one,
yeah,
um,
when they were
I
like 15
know.
or 18 or, you don't know.
40?
so they say, nope.
They
Yeah,
put down
sorry.
the green arrow.
I mean, no plans to stop the show.
I think it's cool that you see how they feel different, even, like, I'm almost 27, but my mom still is like, you've changed so much.
Yeah,
like,
and
all
there's
the time.
proof.
Yeah.
I noticed one of your pictures, I think maybe it was a picture that you took of the group here, that it was on Pinterest, or,
Oh, you mean like,
well, you got a pin.
yeah, so there's the sharing button at the bottom of every post, so other people can share.
Oh, yeah, okay, it says, it says pin it on the picture, that's what.
Oh, right, and that's a feature of the sharing WordPress.com. It just
It might
does.
be, do you have the Chrome extension?
No, that's not it. That's not it.
It's just.
Now, if you use the official sharing buttons, the official icons, it'll automatically add.
Overlay it?
Yeah, it's a new
That's
feature.
good. That's awesome.
Yeah, I signed up for Pinterest, and I'm a guy, just don't get it.
My boyfriend uses Pinterest to document, like, make magazine projects if he wants to. So it is true that that there's a lot more food than there are tools on Pinterest in general, but if you start in the stuff that you are interested in, you will find more people like
I'm
you.
in architecture and social media, and I still don't get Pinterest. Yeah. But I barely get Twitter, so what do I know?
It takes a while. Generational, I think.
Yeah, I'm starting to get Twitter, but Twitter was like, the first time I got into it, it's like trying to get a little drink out of a fire hose.
Yeah, I don't even use it.
I know you mentioned about running. What ideas do you have of information that you could put in your blogs, in your posts about running? Like if I want to do the half marathon in Columbus.
One thing I do, I have like a whole category for all race reports. So whenever I do a race, I write about it. And I post like I just did one last weekend, so I posted, results, still one really slow. And like, pictures.
I'll do it in a race.
But I have, so I mean,
Race to drink that beer.
it's just a way for me to record a category, and then I'll link to the category in my name. So I can easily access. If I want to go remember like what is my best time for a 5K, I can just, I could probably tag her better, but for me this works fine. But like when I was doing the training, I could have tagged those posts training if I wanted to keep track of like, I did a 10-mile run this morning as training, it took me this long. Because that's why I started it, so I could remember, like, not only could I remember like how I was training, but other people could be like, okay, well, why didn't you do your run? I was trying to keep accountable that way. Kind of have some kind of accountability with other people. So that.
Yes.
It appears you did this on WordPress.org, is that right?
Is that a what?
Your blog is on WordPress.org.
No, it's on
Did you
.com.
download? It is on .com.
It's on .com, yes.
But you're using your own domain for that.
I am, yes.
Mhm.
You can do that.
Oh, you can.
Oh, yes. You can either register it with us or you can map a domain you own. Like if you've registered it somewhere else, you can still use it.
How much time do you spend a day on your blog?
I probably spend about 45 minutes on the days that I do blog. It probably averages about 30 to 45 minutes a day over the course of the week.
Right,
But I don't blog every day.
Right, but on the days that you do
Probably
blog,
about 45 minutes. Depending on how picture heavy a post is, because if I, a lot of posts are just like super picture heavy stuff that I like to edit them all. Like, you know, like these. So, but.
Do you edit the day that you make the post, or do you edit?
Depends on that time. I mean,
What do you use for your collages?
I use the gallery feature in WordPress, so I use the title as a type.
I haven't even seen it.
Do you keep track anyway of if you don't edit it that day? Like, is there a way to like flag something as, hey, I need to go back and like check that?
For like pictures, you mean,
Or just the blog post, like if you post it, just to publish it and get it out there without.
Oh yeah, I mean, I
fine-tuning.
generally try to post, like write a post on the day. I don't often like start drafts and then not finish them, but like in the app, like the draft will clearly, like if I'm looking at a lot of I'll draft post it, like, I'll start the post in my app. Especially if I want to add pictures to my phone, it's super easy to add from the, instead of having to transfer your phone pictures to your computer and then upload them, I just upload them from the app. And then I finish the post on my computer.
Okay.
But I kind of just, I think I just keep track mentally. I don't like having drafts out there.
Yeah.
Unfinished. You know, but that's just me. I mean, they're clearly marked in your list of posts. So I think. See that.
With, to make money on your blog, what was the ad that you said?
On WordPress.com is word ads.
Word ads?
Word ads. Word ads. If you're on WordPress.org, if you have a self-hosted site, you're not from AdSense. I used to be on Blocker ads. You have a lot more flexibility
And how do you do that? Do you search it or?
for word ads.
Yeah.
There's a page you
Oh,
can
you guys doing
yeah, there's an application.
On your mobile app, can you upload them from like cloud storage service as well?
I think right now you just upload them from.
You can just upload them
Your
from
phone, right?
like Dropbox or Google Drive or anything?
I don't think so.
Because like sometimes I'll have photos on my computer that are saved in my Dropbox. Because I
Right.
haven't had the mobile app before, but that'd be great if I could also continue to add photos from the
It's-
Dropbox
I think.
account.
I don't think that's possible.
Yeah. You would have to like move it from Dropbox onto your phone library, I think, before you could.
Okay.
So like what I say, like if I have phone pictures I want to add, I start a post or I edit a post from the mobile app.
Right.
And if I have pictures on my computer, I just kind of
Yeah,
it's all
I-
saved.
yeah.
It's like, you know, so like I just kind of move back and forth.
Yeah, it'd definitely be easier to add them from my phone than that way, because before I'd have to sync it with my Dropbox.
Right,
on my
that's what I
phone,
used to
and
do
that's
too.
how I-
Yeah, it's much easier this way.
Yes.
The app has recently like gotten a lot more robust, so
Okay.
it's much better.
And like, yeah, that's something you guys are just continually working on, right?
Oh yeah,
Alright.
definitely, definitely. Right, I think I have to figure it out.